this is for the second test. It's for connection test. We're going to do test on a single shear connection, or the second one is the double shear. I'm going to talk about it later, but let's live now for the single shear. There is no strain gauges in this test. All what we have to do is to apply a tension force and measure what is the fracture load. So I'm going to install it first in the bottom grip. Let me move this. I think it's very much fits here. So let me install it in the bottom grip, leave a gap in the bottom. As I said, it's a 1/4 inch maybe. And let's tighten this. So now I'm going to tighten this guy. There you go. And let me go back here. So I'm going to turn on the software. So I'm going to test work for. Let's turn on this thing here. The method we're going to use here, again, this is student. Just click OK. There's no password here. And I'm going to open method. I'm going to switch to, you go to MTS tensile, and then go all the way down to tension crosshead only. Again, MTS tensile, tension crosshead only, and then click OK here. And don't forget to reset the motor. You have that. Now let's install the specimen. I want to switch the control to the crosshead. So let's unlock this. And we have it installed in the bottom. I'm going to move the grip down. So we're going to use the arrow down. And there you go. Again, leave maybe 1/2 inch, this gap here. There you go here. I'm ready to go. Turn always the handset to its position. And then I'm going to tighten this guy here. And bad news, once you tighten this, and now you have it tight now, and that means you are applying a load to the specimen. You already have 360 pounds on the specimen, and that's something we don't want very much. And what we're gonna do here, I'm going to release that load. I'm gonna use the handset, and in this case we apply tension, so we're gonna move the grip down, and it's again extremely sensitive. Gonna move it down a little bit. Once you touch it, that's 100 pounds. And just touch it, gentle touch. It's going down right now. It's going down. Now it's on the negative. Make sure to have on the specimen tension of somewhere between 10 to 15. And because before you start the test, very much the machine needs to feel that there is a tension force in the specimen. And that's very much a good starting point. Okay, so very much I'm going to lock this. Okay, we're done with this. Now I can start the test. The test, or once you have, this is the method. If you say here, tension crosshead only, and that's the method we're going to use. And I'm going to apply, run the test. It asks you for the diameter. Again, we don't need anything related to dimension of that specimen. We just want the ultimate load, and then click OK. And now you can read you have load, extension. We only care about the load. And you show the specimen. Okay, and so the load is going up now. Now if you look carefully at the load here, the load starts to go down and the curve goes down, which means that it's about to fail, and that's the failure point basically. And just to show what type of failure we have, just let's look at what the data that we have. We care about the peak load. This says here peak load is 10, 11 pounds. So that's all what you need to calculate the stresses. Once you have the load, you need to measure the dimension of the specimen. But for now, that's the number we care about, the peak load. And now to show the students what type of failure you have, very much you can switch back to the controller and to the handset. Let's lock this, and I'm gonna move this up because this is the failure point. We're done here, and you can easily see that it's shear failure on the balls. Let's look from the other side. So very much you see that you have shear failure on the balls. Okay, and that's the end of it. The only reading you need is the load very much. So I'm going to take this out, and you need to measure the width. You need to measure the thickness. You need to measure the diameter of the ball just to calculate all the stresses. And that's the end of it. It's really very fast test, and you need to do that for at least single shear, double shear, and maybe if you want to do 2 more, that's fine. Just different thicknesses you have also in the cabinet, and that's the end of the connection test.